Hey guys, it's me, Nick, or NKR, or Nick Monk, however you want to call me. This is going to be a guide on the Brewmaster Monk in World of Warcraft. It took me some time to make, so please understand it. But without further ado, let's get started. In this video, I will be going over the talents, which I think are the best for any given situations, the Azerite traits, shortly scratching the rotation, stats priority, which add-ons I'm using, and some macros that might help you to tank better. I've looked up some monk tanks and tested the talents for myself. The bias I'm using as a reference here are Skull Creep, which is Skull, and Just Wait M, who is obviously Just Wait from Method. For the first talent, it should almost always be Eye of the Tiger. However, if you really need AoE damage, you should use G-Burst. For example, massive AoE pulse in Mythic Plus. That's the only time I'd recommend G-Burst, and so does Go and Just Wait. In the second talent row, I can only recommend G-Torpedo, which replaces your roll and increases the distance traveled by it. Also, you're getting a small speed buff of 30% for 10 seconds, which is good in raids or Mythic Plus, where a lot of movement is needed. If you don't want to be selfish, you should take Tiger's Lust, which is an active ability with 30-second cooldown and increases the movement speed by 70% for 6 seconds, either on yourself or an ally. In the third talent row, you should always take Light Brewing, which increases the charges for Iron Skin Brew, and Purifying Brew also reduces their cooldown by 3 seconds. However, if you don't really feel well with managing your brews, then I'm recommending Black Ox Brew, which is an active ability that does reset your cooldowns on all of your brews on a 2-minute CD. Meaning, every 2 minutes you can take your Black Ox Brew, and if you take it, the cooldown of your brews will reset. I hope you got that. The fourth talent row, you got two choices here, which depend on what you need. Do you need something to get aggro of a group that has 3 or more targets? Maybe in the skittish week you could lose some aggro. Then you should take Summon Black Ox Statue, which takes an aggro from all the targets within 20 yards, so be careful where you place it. If the statue is being taunted by you, you will be getting aggro on every target that is attacking the statue. Or do you need something to hinder targets from getting somewhere? Then you should take Ring of Peace, in my opinion, which is personally the best that you can take in that row. It is a ring that causes every target that can be CC'd to be kicked away from the ring. In my personal opinion, Tiger Tail Sweep isn't a good choice compared to the other twos here. It only reduces the cooldown of Leg Sweep by 10 seconds and increases its range by 2 yards, so yeah, probably should go with Ring of Peace or Summon Black Ox Statue. Fifth talent row, this is an interesting one. Once again, you got two choices here. If you think it's a problem for Brewmasters to have only one defensive cooldown, then you should take Dampen Harm, which is an active ability with a 2-minute CD. It reduces the damage intake for 10 seconds from 20 to 50%, with larger attacks having their damage reduced by more than smaller attacks. Or maybe you got a boss that has a spell or an attack with massive damage input. If you don't have a problem with having one defensive CD, or don't need more than one defensive CD, then I would 100% of the time recommend Bob and Weave, which is a passive ability that causes your stagger to last 3 more seconds and decreasing the damage each tick deals. The sixth talent row, there should be no reason to take anything but Rushing Jadewind. It's the best DPS talent in this row and also helps you to hold aggro and AoE pulls. And it is essential for your rotation in the end. The last 10 in a row is completely your choice. If you want more DPS, go for Blackout combo, which causes Tiger Palm to do 100% increased damage. Breath of Fire gets his cooldown reduced by 3 seconds. Keg Smash reduces the remaining CD on your brews by an additional 2 seconds. And Iron Skin Brew pauses your stagger by 3 seconds when using Blackout Strike. So if you use Blackout Strike, you can use one of those abilities, and it has an on-use effect on that ability then. And Blackout Strike is easily going to be your most used attack in single target and the second highest in AoE, so you can take it, I don't care. Next is High Tolerance, which is in my opinion still the best choice by increasing the amount of damage that you stagger by 10%. It also can give you a 15% haste increase based on the current amount of stagger that you have. And lastly, but not least, Guard. It's another defensive cooldown on 30 seconds, giving you a shield which absorbs the portion of attacks that would have been staggered, but it's only up to a certain cap. So once again, if you want to have more DPS, take Blackout combo. I'm okay with that. In my opinion, and in the point of view of a raider like Sko and Just Wait, High Tolerance is the best choice that you can take here. But still, we don't scream at you for not taking it if you don't want to. And like I said, Guard is another defensive cooldown. If it sucks to be in Brewmaster Monk because he only has one defensive CD, I'm okay with taking Guard as well. For the Azeroth traits, you want to have Training of Nia Sao. Take it as many times as you can because it increases your mastery based on your stagger on your stagger level. And for the second tier, or for the first, it can be in the first and the second, you should take Elusive Footwork. It increases the DPS you gain with Blackout Strike. Also try to take this one as many times as you can. To the last two, to the two mid rings now. Always, if you want to go for DPS, take Gut Ripper over anything. For survivability, I'd take Crystalline Carapace over anything. If you want to have both, like survivability and DPF, you want to have Elemental Whirl over Heat My Core, which equals On My Way, and On My Way is over Overwhelming Power. And the last tier, which is just the Inner Circle, where you have two Azeroth traits available. For me, it's the last tier, I'm sorry. You want to have Gem Height over Impassive Visage, over Vampiric Speed, over Resounding Protection. I will have the stat priority and the Azeroth traits in the description down below, but I also will have them on screen right here. Your rotation is going to vary between groups of 1 to 3 targets and 4 or more targets. In a group of 1 to 3 targets, your rotation will always be in following order: Blackout Strike, then Keg Smash, after that Rushing Shade Wind, try to keep it close to 100% up of the time, then Breath of Fire, and lastly Tiger Palm. You use Tiger Palm only to not overcap your energy. In groups of 4 or more people, your rotation changes slightly. You start with Keg Smash, then go to Breath of Fire, Rushing Shade Wind again, keep it close to 100% up of the time, Blackout Strike after that, and lastly once again Tiger Palm, just not overcap your energy. You always want to have enough energy for the Keg Smash because it's easily the second most damage dealing ability that you have. You also want to keep Iron Screw at 100% uptime all the time, which is 21 seconds. Only use Purifying Brew in heavy stagger situations, and if you find yourself in a position where you only have one charge left and you have to choose between Iron Skin Brew and Purifying Brew, always prefer Iron Skin Brew. For the set priority, there will be a list on screen right now because some of you might not understand what I'll be saying right now. So yeah, it's fairly simple though. You want to choose stamina over agility, agility over crit. Crit is equal to versatility. Versatility is higher than mastery, and mastery is higher than haste. So this is your stat priority for the Brewmaster Monk. For the add-ons that I'm using right now to help me tank or play World of Warcraft, it's Elf UI, which is obviously my UI, as you might have seen already. Then I'm using Weak Auras, which tracks my energy bar, my charges for the brews. Cool nameplates is also an add-on that I'm using, which are obviously the nameplates, which are giving me great information if I have aggro on that mob or I don't. Method dungeon tools for M+, so you can pre-plan your route that you want to take through a dungeon. Big wigs and little wigs for dungeons and raid as a timer. Gotta go fast for more and, well, not more, for a better M+ information. OPI or OPI or your OP, however you want to call it, I don't know. I use that one for better marking. You will see an example right here. You will see an example for all the add-ons that I'm currently naming. And lastly, details, which is my healing and DPS meter.
It's like, are you thirsty? I'm thirsty.
Gucken, ob es ihm drauf geht. Oh, ich werde drauf gehen. Nein! Oh, oh, oh. Nein! Was ist nein?